Hello, everybody. Welcome, welcome. We're going to give you a few minutes for you to join us. Good morning or good afternoon, depends on where you're watching us from. Welcome to Startup Chile's new webinar for the Big 12 application process. This is our last webinar for this application, so it's your last time to ask all your questions and clear all your doubts. My name is Camila Sanchez. I'm PR manager here at Startup Chile, and with me is Daniela Encina. She's our process coordinator, and Nicolas Retamal. He's the acceleration director. How are you guys?
Hello,
Everything's
hi.
great.
I'm fine. Thank you.
Awesome, thank you. Now, we have a few people, a few more people joining us. So let me explain to you what we're going to do today. We'll talk about the application form. We'll give you some tips on how to prepare your answers the best way. And we'll also tell you all about what's coming next after you submit your application, which remember is until May 25th at 1 p.m. Chile time. And then there's a few other things and a few other stages that we're going to explain to you all about. So Danny and Nico are going to make a little bit of a presentation, and then we will answer all your questions that you can be leaving on the chat. All right? So Danny, whenever you want, you can share your screen. Perfect.
Okay, so do you see everything right now, right?
Yes.
Yeah?
Yep.
I'm sharing my screen? Great. So go ahead, Nico.
So, hey guys, good evening or good morning. It's super nice to have you here, and this will be a good instance to solve everything you have. Thanks for the introduction. And now let's start with the application tips and process about Big 12. So, next slide. So we are the first public accelerator in the world. We were born 15 years ago, and this was born as a crazy idea that now has more than 24 cases of studies from different parts of the world, different institutions, from MIT, Stanford, Harvard, OECD, and also few universities from different places. Next slide. Yeah. And what are we looking for about the startups we accelerate? Obviously, it must be a startup. So this means that has certain qualities that we are looking for. The first one is it must be a tech-based solution. So it must have a technological base in its core, and not just something that is used as a tool in the process. Also, it must be innovative. It must be disruptive from the things or the solutions that nowadays are available. It must be scalable. So it also with the previous qualities, it must be allowed to be printed as many times as possible and increase around the world with not increase of operational costs or not big increases of that. And then it must have impact. It must have impact in Chile. It must have impact in different areas, also in the way that you are solving these problems nowadays. Next slide. So we have 3 different programs. It's called BIG, since we have Build, Ignite, and Growth. And each one of them is looking for different instances or different developments. In Build, we are looking for, it goes from the phase of idea until the stage of an MVP, which is the minimum viable product. And in this case, we give a 15 million Chilean pesos, which is about 16,000 US dollars. Then Ignite is from the prototype or MVP until you have market fit. It means that the market has already adopted your solution and there's a business going on. And we give 30 million Chilean pesos, which is about 33 case of US dollars. And in the case of growth, we are looking for startups that already have market fit and are looking to grow and scale their solutions from too many places in Chile or around the world too. To these startups, we give 75 million Chilean pesos and about 83K of US dollars. All of this are equity-free grants from which you must co-finance a small amount of it, and we will talk about it later. So, Danny.
Okay, thank you. So if you're having any questions in this minute, you can leave them in the chat. But for right now, let's play to good idea and bad idea. So let's start first with the first main thing that it's explaining a specific problem that that you are attacking. So you can start by saying the problem is that I want to attack through my solution is global warming, which is causing environmental disasters around the world. Okay, so why is it a bad idea? It's because a problem that it's too global. Actually, with global warming, it's a huge problem, but with your solution, you won't be able to attack that whole problem, right, Nico?
Yeah, exactly. It's too wide. It's too big. There are not KPIs in which we can measure. So a good answer could be, by example, in these days and age, and according to the OECD's research, 1 billion plastic tons are dropped into the ocean every year. Due to new regulations, companies face fines for not properly disposing of the waste that generates. Companies spend more than 20% of their total cost in dealing with this issue. That's why we created new logistics software for recycling plastic bottles in a faster and efficient way, decreasing costs by at least 10%. In this case, we have much more content in which we can actually measure and then have a clear idea about the impact it has. It's not that generical. So you have to address the problem as a real problem and try to put always KPIs or indicators that are well known, and also where did you take it from?
Right. So we try to measure. The validation makes the difference. Okay, so it's important for you to validate your problem or your solution. So a bad idea is actually that we haven't proven our solution with potential clients because it's just an idea and we intend to test the solution with a startup today. Or I have spoken to all my friends and they loved it. This explains very well our commercial validation. So why is it this a bad idea? It's because, as Nico said before, we like to measure, we like the data that proves your solution, that proves your problem, and actually that wants us to invest in that solution.
Yeah, actually, that answer is too generic again. Always think in the point of view in which there is an investor and wants to know if there is actually a business or there is a well understood idea behind it, and there's enough validation into saying, okay, I have to put my cons into you. So in this case, by example, I would way to answer it could be, although we are in the concept stage, we interviewed more than 50 potential clients, and we have some agreements to test our solutions through free pilots in the future. During last year, we reached more than 100K US dollars in sales, and now we are increasing our number of users by 40% each month. These are KPIs. Also, it depends on the stage of your project. From a build project, ignite, or growth, we understand totally that there are different ways to measure, but it should be strong enough in terms to say there is a well understood idea and there is a real advance in terms of validation of it. Also, in the cases of science-based startups, there could be also insights about the TRL stage in which the development is growing. Also, CRL in terms of business acceptance and so on.
Yes, that's right. We have actually lots of questions about if you can apply with an idea. Yes, of course you can apply with an idea, but it has to be validated. Okay, so that's the main thing that you have to keep in mind. So your business already has competitors. This is very important because some of you may say that we are the unique solution available in the market. In fact, we couldn't even find similar solutions in Google. We get this a lot. And we know that as we work with the startups, we know that there are many solutions to one problem. So what's the main thing and what is important? Something that you are unique at. Okay, you don't have to have the only one, the perfect solution for every perfect for the perfect problem, right? You have to have uh, for example, know your competitors and know how to search for them actually, because even find similar solutions in Google is not enough, right, Nico?
Yeah, exactly. There's a good phrase I've heard many years ago. Has a physical point of view also, but it's just a way to say that in which moment we decided to fight wind and not gravity in order to fly. So there could be many different ways into approach to the same problem. And what is the solution? How we address it is the thing that makes it original. We are taking cabs from centuries ago, but then applications as Uber and other ones appeared, and now we have it in the phones. So it's the way in which we can avoid this issue. So, by example, a good answer might be there are some competitors that are trying to solve the same problem, but they require too many human resources, and the setup process requires too many months. We are faster and more efficient. Explanation of how. So we could say, by example, we reduce the time in this amount, which it impacts in revenue or savings on this amount. And yeah, as more KPIs and as more metrics you put into the descriptions, it means that there's more material and the business is well addressed.
Right. So scalability is part of the DNA of your startup. As Nico said before, we actually work with 4 pillars, and one of them is scalability. So to say we create an IT solutions based on the needs and the requirements of our clients is not scalable, okay? We do not need tailor-made solutions, okay? We need startups that can fit into the Chilean market, into the Argentina market, Latam market, and expand into the whole world, right, Nico?
Exactly. That will be actually the description of a software factory, not a startup. A startup will be using the software in order to solve the problem. So, example, a good answer might be our technology gives us the potential of scalability, enable us to attend different clients from any part of the world quickly. Our business model based on licenses and IP protection allow us to sell our products in different parts of the world. So as we said before, and again, they are try to explain it, the deep concept of it, what is the thing that makes you unique in terms of technology, and why this is the right tool in order to scale globally.
Okay, so then why Chile and Latam are suitable for your business? It's not a good answer to say Chile, it's a great place to start our business. I love Chile and all its places. And believe me, we've seen this a lot. We know that, well, Chile has mountains, it has sea. I love it. I went there on vacations and I loved it. It's not enough, okay? We need to know why the market here in Chile and Latam, it's actually good for your business, okay?
I love the Chilean mountains are beautiful, but yeah, I totally agree with Danny. It's not enough. There are many other different things. By example, one of the most important things you will be asking yourself, what Chile is giving to me in order to achieve my goals, and what will I give to Chile that will impulse Chile to be a better place to live in or to solve specific challenges that there are in the industry. So try to deeply understand what happens in Chile. what is going on and what Chilean market needs. So in this case, by example, a good answer might be we consider Chile our first step to reach the Latin market. We intend to test our solutions in Chile, having already contacted relevant stakeholders, ex-stakeholder, and why to test and then scale out to other countries. Also, we have more than Chilean companies in our pipeline or of potential clients. It means that you already made approaches, you know which are the actors in the industry, you know, and that has also hidden the answer that you have already studied the industry and also which are the ones that we are needing here in Chile. Also, Chile has very particular qualities. Check about it and try to make it fit with the right answer for your business.
Yes, and actually, mind you, that you will have to spend a lot of time here in Chile. So you want to make your business to be really fit into the Chilean market or Latin market. So another common mistakes that you may be incurring into is repeating the team leader as a team member. Mind you that if you do this, you kind of lose a team member. So be very mindful of that, because if you explain before the team leader in that part, it's not necessary to bet it again. Okay. Indicating the start date of commercial development as the moment of the idea occurred to you. Why this is important? Because we want to know what really is the date of the commercial development, because this can lead you into eligible, right? That's the
Yes, yes.
word.
Yeah,
Yes,
exactly.
eligible. Thank you. Sorry. Third, not being consistent with the language used to complete the application form. For example, if your pitch is in English and then you answer the form, some of it in Spanish, the public, for example, the public concept of your startup, and then starting in Spanish, it's a whole mess, and we do not want that. It can actually, again, can lead you into not being eligible. Fourth, making a video pitch longer than 90 seconds, okay? If we say 90 seconds, that's what we are looking into, and that's how much we will look into the video. If your video pitch is, for example, 3 minutes, we won't be able to get to the part of the solution or the team, for example, and you will be missing that opportunity. Completing the application form on the last day. The application form, we know it's a lot to work with. Okay, as we saw before in the bad idea, good idea, you can see that actually the good ideas are the ones that kind of takes a lot more time. So if you're planning to complete the form on the last day, you won't be able to send it, and actually we won't give you any more time. Okay, so most of some cases that are not able to complete the form start sending mails, for example, oh sorry, I didn't know, and I got into my internet was not working. We're sorry, we won't be able to get your application form. Okay. And then 6, not ensuring that metrics, sales figure, dates are correct. Okay, double check everything that is into data. Okay, we love data, but we want that data to be truth. Okay, so about the evaluation stages, first of all, that word that I don't know how to pronounce, that is eligibility, that is background check for of applicants and the projects. For example, that you are over 18 years old, age of the startup, and etc. Then we get to the application form. We will look into in-depth review of the project content, that is external evaluators and the startup Chile staff. That's why we want you to get into the good idea, bad idea, because we are the ones that look into that. Then you will get into the interview process, which are 25-minute interviews with the team leader and the team conducted by the Startup Chile staff, that is us. Then you will get to if you went through all of those stages, we will get into the subcommittee, which is the recommendation of program selection or rejection is presented to the subcommittee. And then you'll get the results, which is the notification of accepted applicants and waitlist applicants and the rejections, okay? We'll look into these dates as final dates in the next slides. So about eligibility, the project eligibility are first of all, the application, it's via the form available at Charlie. That's why I was saying we won't look into applications that are via hello@startupchile.org. Take that, here's the PDF of my startups. We won't look into those. Second, the video pitch and MVP are accessible during the evaluation. Make sure that the YouTube video it's up or the Vimeo or all of that it's working, okay? Because if it's not working, we won't be able to look at that and you won't be eligible. Then the team leader must reside in Chile and be fully dedicated once you are selected, but you will have to state that you will be here in Chile. And then the project must be scalable, not consultancies or franchises. There. For the build program, we have the beneficiary must be founder of the global tech project based in Chile. Second, a natural person must not have ownership in a Chilean company executing the project. Having a maximum of 2 executors, which are team members. The team leader must be the one of the founders or partner of the project, which is at least holding the 10% of ownership in a company that is Chilean or in the foreign company. And then commercial development cannot be earlier than May 4th, 2025. That is for the companies, Chilean companies. The IGNITE program, first of all, the beneficiary must be a founder of a global tech project based in Chile. The natural person must not have ownership in a Chilean company executing the project that is the same as built. Must have a functional prototype or MVP, and the video must be viewable during the evaluation. Please make sure that your YouTube video, Vimeo, and all of that have the access for all to look into that. The team leader must be one of the founders or partners of the project holding at least 10% of ownership, and the commercial development cannot be earlier, same as build as sorry, it's not the same as build, May 4th, 2023. And then for the growth program, the beneficiary that is must be the founder of the global tech project based in Chile. The accumulated sales between May 2025 and April 2026 are between these UF amounts that are Chilean value, but that is between approx 100K and 1.1 million US dollars, okay? And the team leader must be one of the projects or partners of the project holding at least more than 10% ownership, and the project has to be innovative features and scalability potential. So I know it is a lot, but all of this, it's in our terms and conditions, and you can look into that.
Thank you, Dani. That was really clarifying about what is needed for each kind of programs. So what about the evaluation and the application process? Let's start with the beginning. So after you apply, then we will evaluate it, and if it's everything fits with the admissible requisites, then we will measure also three main things: the participants, project value, growth potential. In each case, it has different percentage in which it's evaluated and then scored. So, by example, the participants, composition, qualification, and team experience is 20% of weight. So it's very important that you are able to describe your team, the skills, and why they fit together, and why they are the right guys to take this project to the next level. Then also in project value, you have market opportunity, product or service, commercial traction or validation, impact on Chile. This is clearly about the project. Why it's according with the things that we were talking before. So why is the market? Why the market needs my solution? Why my product fits with what the market is looking for? How I validate my idea is the correct one because it has a fit with the previous points, and also why Chile is the place. And then scalability and growth strategy are about the component of that makes my startup, this tech-based startup, replicable and then enabled to grow globally. Take this seriously. This course will help you a lot if you give a good question and a good answer. Sorry. So then, what about the next step? Then the interviews start, and after we evaluate the startups, we select 60 build. Sorry. Then we pass through the next step, and we select 60 builds, 90 ignites, and 50 growth. From that stage, we pass through the interview. Next slide.
Yeah, I was just staying there because of the, I don't know if you can see, but there are a minimum criteria, minimum score of 4. That is really important.
Yeah. Exactly. There's a minimum score of 4 points. We score in Chile from 1 to 7. So the 4, it means that there's the minimal grade in order to pass the exam, let's say. And that's one of the criteria that we're looking for in order to pass to the next section.
Thank you.
So then we have the interview evaluation. In this stage, we give a meeting with our team and your team, and we get to know you. And we ask a few things. For example, the team leader, the team leader qualifications and experience, and again, why is the right team? So it's super important to get to know you better in these few minutes we have, and be straightforward and tell us why you are the guys. Then the problem to be solved, also characterization of the problem to be solved. We get deeply into this kind of in the industry, as also in your development, the technological base. Also, we ask what is the back behind it, not only the front, let's say. And then the scope of Chile, we get to know you much better about your knowledge of the Chilean market, and again, why this is the right place and why Chile is the place where you should grow. Then the results. So this is more or less a timeline in which now we are in the phase of applications until 25th of May. Then we will be reviewing your applications during June. In mid-July, we should have everything going on and let you know the results of the process. And then we will have the start of our program to be confirmed, the specific date, in which landing, and also there are many other processes we will and we will explain you why the processes that you should accomplish in order to get to Chile, papers, and many other stuff. So then we will have our orientation week, and we will get to know you, and there are many magical things going on in the program. Next slide. So yep, ride the startup wave, guys. Get let's prepare your application with time, and be welcome to Big 12. Also, one last tip that I would like to mention always your application must be a story. Connect the dots. If you're talking about a problem, then the metrics and so on must be related with it. Don't lose the whole picture as a whole story that should fit all together and be consistent. So we are waiting for you in Startup Chile in this batch of big 12 guys. Now we will open the space to have a small Q&A and resolve any doubt that you might have.
Awesome. Thank you, Nico. Thanks, Danny, for that presentation. I'm sure it's a lot more clear to our future applicants here, all about the process that they're embarking on. We have a few questions, so I'm going to be sharing that to you right now. First, Nico, Alexander is asking if that's something tech-based and disruptive already exists, but my version of it is far more advanced. Can I apply or no? Does the idea for build must be totally new or innovative, as I mentioned above, is okay? Like, what if my idea already exists?
So I think the first thing is that you can always apply. You should always try, and with the trials and with the experience, you get much better in order to explain your project to potential investors. And Corfo and Startup is not that far away from that. About the difference with another technology, talk about it. Explain why it's different. What are the components that make it unique instead of a solution that already exists? Also, if you have any IP already by your side, already granted, also that's something that could be totally explainable, or it will explain the point already. If you don't have it, explain then why you could be allowed to get your IP, the difference and the innovation regarding the process that already exists. So yeah, just be as technical as possible, not that much, but enough to understand the core of it and what makes you unique, I would say.
Totally. Thank you. And Nico, there's another question from Aaron. He asks, if your build program requires manufacturing, can you bring your own equipment on a small scale? I'm not sure what he means, but
I mean, you can always bring anything that fits in your luggage. That will be the limit, I think. And of course, you may be available. Maybe you can bring it, but if it's a car, I'm not sure if that would be a good idea.
Yeah.
If there are small things and tools or things that you might need to develop your project, of course you can bring it. And also you can buy them here. The grant might be used for digamos to it might be used to purchase things that you may need for your project or the development of it. So yeah, it's up to you, but try not to bring a car, I would say.
Yes, we draw the line there. And another question: how soon after arrival can you talk to possible investors and show concepts? Like, what about the acceleration program?
It depends on the stage you are. It's different from a build, an ignite, and a growth. Also, even inside of it, it could be different too. First of all, I would say don't rush yourself into getting investors if you are not ready to talk with investors. That's a typical issue. And we have our network of investors too. And there's a person already in charge of this area. And he could, if you are ready, let's say, and the thesis of the investors fits with what are you offering to, you might be presented to this network. We have it. There are many also instances in which you can get to know them in different events and so on. We try to connect you with the different networks we have. So, I mean, that's it, but don't rush yourself. And also, again, it depends on the stage in which you are.
Awesome. Thank you, Nico. Now, Dan, Tim is asking, Does the video pitch need to be in English, or is it fine if it's in Spanish, considering the rest of the presentation is also in Spanish?
Okay, as we stated in the presentation, it has to be in the same language.
Okay.
If you're applying in Spanish, in Spanish. If you're applying in English, in English.
Perfect. And also, does the video need to be presented by the team leader, or can it be done by any team member?
Well, that's a tricky question because we would like to know who is the team leader. We will look into the presentation. We will look into your data that you're stating in the application form. So we will look into that if it's better for you to be the team leader, the one that it's in the demo, of course. We want to know you.
Mm-hmm. Perfect. Speaking of team leader, Alexander is also asking if the team leader is a person chosen by us or by them, because I'm the only beneficiary. I have no team members, and I plan to employ one person in Chile.
Okay, that's a great question, actually. We kind of, for you, I don't know if all of you are foreign entrepreneurs or not, but we as Corfo Startup Chile work with 3 types of beneficiary, which is Chilean natural person, Chilean company, and foreign natural person, okay? And those are the only 3 types of beneficiary that we work with. And if you apply as a foreign team leader that does not have a Chilean company, the beneficiary is the same as the team leader, okay? So I think that I'm sorry, I think I lost you.
No, we can hear
No?
you.
No, you're here.
Okay,
Perfect.
okay. I think
Yes.
that was clear. Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Was clear now. Yeah,
Yes.
great.
Mhm.
Thank you. Nico, let's talk about the co-work a little bit, because Alexander is also asking if our co-work is 1, pet friendly, and 2, used by companies outside of the Startup Chile program.
Sorry, again, the second one.
If the co-work is pet friendly and
Yeah.
used by other startups outside of the Startup Chile program.
Okay. Yeah, it's pet friendly. We have a few visitors every a while with 4
Mhm.
legs and tails. So it's super nice to have them there. Makes the day much better. And in the other side about which are allowed to use the cover, let's take it in from that point of view. Is anybody who has already passed through our program. So they are batches from prior experiences, prior years or versions, and there are few of them still using the cowork. And of course, the ones that are currently in the program also, they use the cowork much more. And there's a nice and big community that is built with the people that is working there.
Great, thank you. Danny, maybe you can help me with this one. Tim is asking, one of the founders currently has ownership in a Chilean company, but the startup applying would be a separate independent tech project. Would that founder still be, your favorite word, eligible to participate as team member? Or would ownership in another Chilean company make the project ineligible? Illegible.
I will have to look into that written because it's kind of a tongue twister, that question, because as I understood from what you read,
Mhm.
it's that there are 2 companies and 2
Yes,
founders.
this is a separate one. It's
Okay,
I
so
think it's the same founder. One of the
is-
founders has this other
Yeah. Is the
enterprise.
team leader applying with, is the team leader, first of all, that's what I was asking, it's the company Chilean or not, that's important. the other one is that the team leader is foreign or not, because that is another thing. One of the founders is from team, the question, right?
Yes,
Team
yes.
yeah.
One
Okay.
of the founders
One of the
currently has
founders
ownership.
currently has ownership in a Chilean company, but the startup applying would be a center independent. It's okay. That it has nothing to do. One of the founders as a team member. Okay. Will that founder as team member own ownership in another? No, it own ownership in another. No, it's not. I think that it's a tongue twister. But the answer is
Yes.
no problem with that. Yes, it's not. Don't worry about it. Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, it's what's pretty tricky, but yeah.
Yeah, it's like those math problems that you used to solve, like this situation. Anyways, now another question, maybe Nico, you can help me out. 60, 90, 50 startups chosen for each stage for each program, right? Out of how many applications? I would like to know, is it like 50%? Is it 20%? What can we share? I know this is not like, first of all, it's not like always the same. But what can we share about the volume of applications that we receive?
The only sure thing is that we will get those numbers that he said already. About how many applications we will receive, it changes. It changes from batch to batch. But let's say that we're probably more than 1,000, but it's tricky to give you a certain number. But yeah, a few more than 1,000, maybe 2,000 more or less.
Yeah, you can on our social media we always share the number of applications that we receive. It's a small percentage, the ones that are selected to be part of our program.
The
But,
past version were 1,337.
There you go. Right.
Yeah. So as a tip, might be
Yes.
helpful.
Yes. Now, Dan, regarding the 10% co-financing requirement for builds, I understand we can use aportes preexistentes o valorizados. Yeah. Could you give us a concrete example of how Startup Chile allows infrastructure or human resources time to meet this specific requirement?
Okay, so as we are a public entity, a public policy, we kind of we have the acceleration program, and kind of at the same time we have the execution of the project, right? And with that, you have to present the expenses, present new expenses, and present, for example, as you can see here, the aportes preexistentes, which can be, for example, you as a team leader are kind of getting a salary as a team leader, right? With that, you can present that as, but I think that the 10% of aportes preexistentes are not the same as the 10%. The 10% has to be new expenses, and those aportes preexistentes cannot be presented. It's kind of a not sorry, but the 10% has to be new expenses, and with those are, for example, a new hire or something like that, for example. But as a preexistente, which is pre-existence, that is, for example, you have a team member that is already working for your company here in Chile, you can present that as a pre-existente kind of expense, right? But for that, I will say, first of all, get into the program and then start worrying later about that. Okay, first of all, start working on your application process, which is this webinar for.
Yes. Awesome. Nico, Andrea is asking, do you help startups connect with mining, manufacturing, and corporate companies in Chile? We already have a product and existing sales in Latin America, but we currently don't have connections in Chile, and we're looking for introductions into these industries.
That's a really good question, actually. And one of the most important things that Startup Chile has, rather than apart from money, are the networks. We have corporate networks, we have partners, we have mentors, we have many different networks that will help you to achieve your goals. So you can talk with the person that is in charge of each one of the networks and ask for meetings to different industries, and of course mining, manufacturing, and different corporate companies in Chile. So that from one side. And also we have different events and also say instances in which you will be allowed to get into the Chilean ecosystem that will be super, super useful for you. So don't worry about it. That's our job.
Exactly. Thank you, Nico. Then our startup is not based in Santiago, so I'm guessing they're here from Chile. And what do we need to consider as a regional company? For example, how often do we need to visit you in Santiago?
Okay, great question. First, once you get selected and once you get into the landing process, which is kind of a 2 months prior to the start of the program, you will be sent a calendar with all of the activities that are mandatory here at our co-work in Santiago Centro. Okay, so you will be getting this information before getting into the whole acceleration program. Okay, then you will actually be paired with Supper, which is someone that already passed through the Startup Chile program, and alumni that are from a regional company here in Chile, which can help you into knowing which are the main things to consider if you're a regional company. Okay, so we know that we have some other regions companies or startups, and we want you to kind of get into the program, but not kind of not for you to be from region that is not a problem at all. You will be sent all of the information that you will need.
Awesome. Thank you. To those people asking if we will share the presentation, this webinar and all the other webinars that we've ever done are living on our YouTube channel. It's Startup Chile TV. So once we're wrapped with this one, we will upload it and then you can watch it again and again until you have all the answers you need. Victor is asking, when does the interview stage start approximately? I don't know if we have like around a date or how many like weeks it's going to be. I don't know if we can share it either.
Yeah, we have more or less a timeline. Let's say let's say from the end of June, beginning of July, we'll start the interviews process. Okay. But we will let you know once it starts. So let's get in touch.
Absolutely. You'll have all the information you need to organize yourself and to prepare. Nico, I'm staying with you. Tracy's asking, are we required to have a team or can we apply to build as a solo entrepreneur?
And that's a good question. Let's say that always, there is a phrase that says, if you want to get far, if you want to get fast, go alone. If you want to get far, go with company. That is not necessarily the answer that it might be you're looking for. You can apply as a only person. There's no need to have a team and so on. But it's always good to show that if that's the situation, you already accomplish enough skills and knowledge in order to receive a good qualification in the section of team. So I will say that, also show that you have networks, you have supporters or mentors of your life that in the case that you are doing it alone, it could fill the gaps of skills and knowledge that you might have. But I think that will be the only necessary thing to getting to know.
Awesome. And on that note, Danny's asking if you have a co-founder, do we both need to be in Chile? Danny?
Not necessary, but there's a main thing that you will have to get kind of be aware of. If you're both foreign entrepreneurs and one of you, well, both of you get into the application process and have a co-founder and apply as a team member, which is a person that will be able to get, for example, all of the visa process and route number and all of that, that co-founder to kind of get themselves a salary regarding the expenses of the program will have to complete the visa process, be here in Chile for at least a month, and then you can, that co-founder can go back to their country if they want to, but they will have to get all of the expenses kind of presented in the Chilean tributary way, that is with in Chilean invoice, with the initiation of activities in the tax department here in Chile and all of that. But yeah, they will have to come if they want to receive a salary.
Perfect. Thank you. Someone's asking also about if the mandatory activities are in English exclusively, just to understand which level of English is expected for the team leader.
I will say that you have enough skills in order to communicate yourself and get to express yourself without any issues. It shouldn't be perfect, but it shouldn't be a problem. Let's say you should be allowed to communicate and also express your problems, express your ideas, your project, and eventually, if you participate in the pitch days and so on, you will be pitching to people, and also you will need to make you understand and also assist to the different activities that we have during the program. I will say that that will be the minimum level.
Perfect. Thank you. Considering this is the webinar for foreign entrepreneurs, there's a question here that it says that if I apply and get selected but can't come to Chile right now, at least, can I get waitlisted to the next application, or do I need to reapply on the next application process? I see you saying no, so Danny, if you want to take this answer.
Yeah, no, there is no way that you apply, get selected, and then not come to Chile. We will have to get all of the visa process checked. You will have to come here, Chile, stay in here, get your, and all of that, not. And then, as a follow-up question, it says that if it can be postponed, not, it cannot be. You will have to apply again once you can get here to Chile and kind of execute the program as it's intended. Remind you that, mind you, we are a public policy, so we have terms and conditions that we have to kind of keep up to.
Yes, and maybe we can be very clear on when do they need to be here and until what, from when to to when do they need to be here in Chile? It's from the start of the program, right? Danny?
Yeah, exactly. From the start of the mandatory activities, from orientation week, there are different instances and activities that we say in advance that are mandatory. So you must get into all of them. There's also another question that we'll also grab from it that was saying about the time. It depends of the acceleration program. Build and Ignite are 4 months and Growth are 6. And there are different instances in between which might be mandatory. Not all of them are mandatory anyways, but we strongly recommend you to be in Santiago. You can get into another city too, but you might be traveling more than expected. So yeah, it's not necessary to be in Santiago, but you must attend to the mandatory activities.
Awesome. Thank you. Mauricio is asking, this webinar in Spanish, we did it yesterday, but you can watch it on our YouTube channel. As I said, Startup Chile TV. You can just type in Startup Chile and you will find it. But Mauricio is asking, I'm developing an AI idea and I'm currently in prototype mode. Is it possible to present the idea this way, or do I need to have something built and working? Nico.
Share what you have already, and that will be the only recommendation I could tell. I will, in that case, get a double click into which line of financial stage you would like to apply. By example, a growth, it will be possible, or also in Ignite, we as a mandatory to have an MVP and so on. So get a double click into the terms and conditions, and if you fit that, that's okay. Always is better to show what you have, share what you already have to make the people understand what is going on. It might be easier for the evaluators to actually understand your project.
Perfect. Thank you, Nico. Danny, some questions still about the video. The guidelines state we would like to see you and your team. For a startup, we have 3 co-founders. Is it strictly mandatory that all 3 of us physically appear on camera in the 90-second video, or can the team leader present on behalf of the whole founding team?
As the guideline state, we would like you to see you, all of your co-founders. So it's not mandatory. We would like to know you. We would like to know your team. Of course, it kind of adds points if you show your team. We kind of know them faces and all of that, but it's not strictly mandatory.
Awesome. Thank you very much. We've been answering all their questions, and so that's awesome. If you still have some questions, please keep sharing in this on the chat or on the Q&A. But I wanted to ask you then, Nico, what will be your best advice for these founders that want to apply to Big 12, and considering also that maybe they're foreign entrepreneurs, maybe they'll have to make the move here. What do you have to say to them? Starting by you, Nico.
Yeah, I mean, I have applied many times to Startup Chile and many other programs, and actually was part of Startup Chile many years ago. I passed through the program, and one thing that I realized that is really important in every application is to really consider each character and letter that you are using in every box, because every letter you put is a letter you won't be allowed to use to explain something that is important to you. So be precise, be concise, and don't explain 2 times the same things. Each gap is to explain one thing and go forward for it. And as I said before, it must be a story. So if you are talking about getting, I don't know, 2,000 clients, and then you say that the market size is 40 clients, it's like, what is going on? No? So it must be a story. Everything together, everything fits, and everything is reasonable. Pitch or apply as you will be telling an investor that you are the one that has to receive the money, not just like a lost bullet. Try to give that focus into your application. I will say that those are my tips.
Awesome. Danny, what about you?
Yes. First of all, all of that what Nico said actually, but I would like to say also that you really read what is asked for. Okay, so be mindful that sorry, I got my charger. Yes, be really mindful of what we are asking for, what we are looking for. Kind of look into what the question is asking from you, and that is what we need from an answer. Okay, so as we said in the good idea bad idea, we don't want you to solve all of the main problems that the world have, as we know that you're a startup. So if we ask for a real problem, please state the real problem with data, with metrics, with someone that kind of backs you up. Okay, and yeah, I think that read carefully, take your time into answering the questions, and don't do it rushed because it shows. So yeah, that's kind of it. Kind of if you kind of look into the application form with your team members, kind of look into it and talk about it, and kind of know a way of answering what we are looking for. That's kind of the best thing that I could advise you on. Yeah.
Great. Thank you both. Yeah, I also add to everything that you both have said. Do your research and take your time to answer, to fill out the application, but also don't leave it until next Monday. Next Monday, just it's most people leave it to the last minute, so avoid doing that, just so you don't have any difficulties or issues with the platform itself. And we're also very excited to have new foreign entrepreneurs, that people that come to Chile to accelerate your startup. We're especially very happy to receive new female founders. We didn't get to talk about it, but we have the Female Founder Factor, which is an initiative that adds some benefits to our female founders, that are very interesting to look at, and just to build a stronger community on female founders. We just posted on our social media something about the Female Founder Factor and what it entails, so you can check that out. And yeah, we cannot wait to receive your applications on Monday 25th, or even before that. But remember, you have until Monday 25th at 1 p.m. Chile time. You can leave your questions to the email that Nico shared on the chat, hello@startupchile.org. And we have our social media. We have the terms and conditions on our website, startupchile.org as well. We have this webinar and all the other ones that we've done on our YouTube channel. So we have that information, and we just hope it was very helpful for you. And yeah, best of luck on these last few days of application process. I don't know if you guys want to say anything else, or we're done. Are we good?
Succeed and best application, guys. We will wait for you in Chile.
Eso. Thank you so much to everyone, to all the over 20 entrepreneurs that joined us. And best of luck. We can't wait to see your application. Thank you so much. Thank you, Dan. Thank you, Nico.
Thank
Bye,
you, Cami and
everybody.
Danny. Maca. Bye-bye.
Bye.